what was the ancient Egyptian afterlife like? And why did the ancient Egyptians put so much effort into getting there? In this video, you'll learn the 3 things that you need to know to understand what the ancient Egyptian afterlife was like and why you'd want to be there. Welcome to Voices of Ancient Egypt, where we demystify the words and lives of the ancient Egyptians through animated videos like this one. If you're new here, I'd love to have you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss future videos like this one. The ancient Egyptians had what might seem to us very strange and complex beliefs about what life after death was like and how to prepare for it. So what was the point of it all? The point was, in fact, not to obsess over death, but rather to overcome it and be able to live on forever in what we now call the afterlife. But what was the ancient Egyptian afterlife actually like? Let's jump into the 3 things that you need to know about the ancient Egyptian afterlife to understand why they spent so much time and money preparing for it. Number 1. There was no one single accepted idea of what the afterlife was like. This might seem like the weirdest part of all, but the ancient Egyptians had many different interpretations and ideas about religious concepts such as the afterlife. Some traditional beliefs were certainly more popular in some places and in some time periods than others, but the ancient Egyptians seem to have had no issues at all with there being varying viewpoints on these topics. So, if there were multiple beliefs about what the afterlife was like, what were they? I'm so glad you asked, because that leads us to Number 2. The afterlife could mean living among the gods, the sun, and the stars in the sky. This idea was especially common for kings, but it expanded to more people over time. In this version of the afterlife, the person could live among the stars, hang out with the moon god, or even ride in the sun god's boat, which the sun used to travel through the sky during the day and then through the underworld during the night. Is all of this making sense so far? If so, let me know by writing afterlife in the comments below. Number 3. The afterlife could mean living in an even better version of ancient Egyptian rural life forever. You could think of this version of the ancient Egyptian afterlife as a type of paradise, but you won't find any angels sitting on clouds here. Instead, this place, which was often called the Field of Reeds by the ancient Egyptians, was much like life in ancient Egypt before death, only better. This location was ruled by the god Osiris and was sometimes envisioned as being under the earth, and at other times was thought of as being up above the sky. As in life, this version of the afterlife could include things like being reunited with your family, eating, drinking, and even making love. But it also potentially included having to work. To make the afterlife even better than the first life and to avoid this type of physical labor, the ancient Egyptians planned ahead. They often included in their burials small figurines of workers called shabtis, who could take their place if they were called to work in the afterlife. The 2 main versions of the afterlife that I've described here may seem to conflict with each other, but because the ancient Egyptians believed that every person had multiple parts to them that separated after death, including the Ba, the Ka, and the Akh, people could conceivably be in many places at once. Therefore, you might be in your tomb, in the Field of Reeds with Osiris, and in the sun god's boat, all at the same time. So which version of the afterlife would you want to live in forever? Would you want to live in the sky with the gods? Or would you prefer to live a better version of everyday life in the Field of Reeds? Let me know in the comments below. And of course, you can also let me know on Instagram and Facebook. To learn more about ancient Egypt, click on one of the videos linked at the bottom of the screen. And if you want to dive even deeper, check out the recommended books in the video description below. If you like this video, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and share it with all of your friends who love ancient Egypt too. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button and hit the bell so that you won't miss future videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.